Hello and welcome students, I am Ajay, your English educator. I welcome you all on Oliveboard's e-learning platform. So here I am. Let me know I am audible and visible to you. At first, a very good evening to all of you. Please do it or I will check it myself also. After that, we are going to have this very particular session that is related to Cloze test actually. Okay. Okay, perfect. Yeah, everything is perfect now. So, go for it. We are going to start the session. Yeah, that's it. Now, what we are talking about? We are talking about that today our topic will be Cloze test solution. That how can we do that Cloze test that will be given to our examination, and you very well know that there can be a Cloze test. It may have 5 questions or 10 questions maybe. So we'll have it from basic to advanced level with tips and tricks that how type of tricks that you can use while you are going to solve a Cloze test. I have already told you some tricks about reading comprehension, some tricks about para-jumble structure, and now this is the particular session that is related to Cloze test. So we are going to start this session. Before going to start the session, I would like to tell you that we are having a special sale on Eid that will end on 2nd of July. You can use the code that is EID and you can have 40% off on complete courses of regulatory examinations like RBI, SEBI, Nabard or IFSCA examination. Okay, so you can go and check through the website or the application also. Now we are having this particular session. We'll start it. That how can we go for the Cloze test solution? If we are going to start this, that what must be the real point? What must be the particular point while we are going to solve the Cloze test? So it must be there are some tricks and there are some tips actually. What type of tips we must follow while we are going to solve any type of Cloze test? It must be the first tip is read the passage carefully. Students usually do not do it. They usually start it with the very first question of the given Cloze test. They usually start it from the very beginning. But you have to go for the complete passage at first in 30 seconds to how to practice this? Yeah, definitely we are going to have our practice also. Now we are having some tips that what should we do? I would like to have it to tell about the reading comprehension part also. For the what is Cloze actually? If someone asks you the definition of Cloze, this is a type of passage. Where some words are excreted actually. So what is it? Read the passage carefully at first. After that you must know the forward or backward reading. आपको इसको आगे और पीछे दोनों जो है वो प्रोफेस के आधार पे इसको पढ़ना होता है. What is forward or backward reading? That is forward or backward reading. If we have something here like the first one, so we must go for the backward and the forward reading for the very first option. Okay. So here we have gone for the 2 tips, that the first is reading the passage carefully. After that you must go for the forward and backward reading. The third tip is you must go for the wide vocabulary and idiomatic expressions. You must go for the parts of speech or grammatical structure also. Parallel construction can be a basic tip for you. If you are having this, then parallel construction then can help you to solve the Cloze. Now the sixth one is try to understand the different categories of options to eliminate. You very well know that there will be some options that are closely related to each other. Okay, वहां ऑप्शंस होंगे जो एक दूसरे से क्या होंगे, बहुत ज्यादा क्लोजली जो है वो रिलेटेड होंगे, और उस कंडीशन में हमें क्या करना है, व्हाट शुड वी डू इट, व्हाट शुड वी डू इट, वी शुड गो फॉर द अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द वर्ड्स, वी शुड गो फॉर द अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द वर्ड्स, देन how can we got the right point. So here are the 6 tips. Now I'm going to tell you the 7 tip that is most important for banking students. That is most important. How many students are here who know that what is collocations? Okay, let me know. Yes, Y or N? Y or N? Yes or no? Please. What is the 7th tip? That is actually collocation method. Okay, and that is most important method while you are going to prepare for any type of banking examination, because banking examinations always ask you about collocation method in close test. What type of collocations we are talking about? That we have the word that is advanced, and we are going to the collocation that is advanced technology. That can be advanced technology or advanced issue. If you have technology in that particular option, then definitely it will be a more chance, there will be a more chance of this particular word, because it's a collocation of advance. So have you go through it? Please let me know. After that, like annual, I'm giving you some examples like annual. So annual can be conference, annual can be meeting, annual conference, annual rate, annual report, or annual review. Okay. After that, combined effect of something. If we have the word and that is combined, so it can be effect according to collocations. And educational, we have the word that is educational. So what are the collocations of educational? That can be institution, that can be opportunity, policy, program, provisions, qualifications, or research setting or system. So here some words are about or related to collocations. So hopefully these are some tips and tricks that you can use while you are going to solve any type of cloze test. Now we are going to solve a cloze. Here it is. We have only one slide for this particular passage or particular cloze. So go for it completely. Read it complete at first. Within 60 seconds you have to read it. And try to understand the theme, try to understand the tone also, that what is the cloze saying actually. Actually, I'm going to have it like a passage. Here some words are systematically removed. So what it must be, and if you complete it, please let me know in the comment box, so we can go for the solution also. Perfect. And now we are going to have the practice. Perfect one. In the following passage, there are some blanks, each of which has been numbered. These numbers are printed below the passage, and against each 5 words are suggested, one of which fits the blank appropriately. Find out the appropriate word in each one. Please go for it. Okay, you can go for the skimming also, if you don't know the word, the meaning of the word actually. And I have already told you what is the mean of skimming. What is the mean of skimming in reading comprehension? Have you done it? Yes or no? Please let me know in the comment box, chat box, so I can move it. Okay, go for it. So here are 10 questions actually in this particular cloze, and that is the basic to moderate level. We will have it on the advanced level also, but this is the basic to moderate level. Okay, what we are having 10 questions in this particular cloze, and now we are going to solve it. What is the main theme? What is the complete passage about? If you go for the passage, the traditional method of managing credit risk, okay, is diversification, is blank diversification. Although credit risk through diversification is effective, institutions are often constrained by blank of diversification, blank on account of limited area, blank limited area of blank. During the last few years, managing credit risk through selling assets by way or securitization has blank in popularity. The market for securitized assets has grown blank in the last few years and is expected to grow further in blank years. This mode of credit risk mitigation is most blank to loans with standardized payment schedules and similar credit risk characteristics such as housing loans, auto loans, credit card receivables, etc. Okay, further shedding loans through securitization might blank client relationship. In this context, credit derivatives provided a new technique for managing credit risk. What the particular clause is? We have talked about the credit risk in this particular passage. In this particular clause, we have talked about the credit risk. What type of credit risk we have and how can we overcome about it? So we are having the first question. The first question that is related to the clause, and you are given 6 options here. After that, there will be 7 to 10 also. So what must be the right answer for the first question? The traditional method of managing credit risk. What we are talking about? We are talking about the traditional method of managing credit risk is blank diversification. By, onto, for, at or through. There are 5 options. Go for it. And let me know the answers also. Okay. What must be the right answer for the very first question? The traditional method of managing credit risk is blank diversification. If the blank is here, we have gone through the complete passage, and that is based on credit risk and diversification in credit risk, that how people usually sell their assets to overcome it. Okay, so the traditional method of managing credit risk is blank diversification. Diversification is a source actually. The traditional method of managing credit risk, what we are going to do, we are going to manage credit risk through diversification. We are going to manage the credit risk through diversification. So it must be by, onto, for, at or through. Through is the source actually, and that is the source of managing credit risk. And what is the source? The source is diversification. So what it must be? It must be 5, that is through. Okay, so now we are having the second one. Go for it. Although blank credit risk through diversification is effective, institutions are, okay, what we are talking about? We are talking about credit risk through diversification. Now here is the word that is through. Through diversification. Have you connected it? What I was talking about it? I was talking that you have to go for the backward and forward reading. If you have already gone for the forward reading, definitely you will get the first one also, because here we have diversification. That is the source of managing credit risk. Now we have the second sentence, and here we have through diversification. So that is the most related option. To the first one also. So it must be through in the first one. Now we have the second one. Okay, what we are talking about? Although blank credit risk through diversification is effective. Okay, what we are talking about? We are talking about the positive aspects of diversification, and that is effective. But usually institutions are often constrained by, okay, although blank credit risk through diversification is effective. Okay, what we are talking about? Although, watching, mitigating, talking, affording or seeing. What it must be? Okay, Navina is saying it must be 5. No, it not must be. No, we can't use seeing as a phrase. Here we have the word that is mitigate something. Or that is the mean actually, to make something less serious. less serious. Okay, that is the mean. That is the mean. So what we are talking about? We are talking about mitigating. We are talking about mitigating credit risk, because people usually know that the credit risk is always very high. But what we are talking about? We are mitigating it through diversification. We are going to lace it. We are going to lace it through diversification. So what it must be? It must be mitigating. It must be mitigating. And what is the mean of mitigation? That is the to make something less serious, and that is the right meaning. That is the right meaning. So what it must be? It must be second in the second question. Now in the third one, the traditional method of managing credit risk is through diversification. Although mitigating credit risk through diversification is effective, institutions are often constrained by blank of diversification. Now go for the okay, you were saying for the first one. Yeah, definitely you were correct. Now we have the third one. So answer like this, that it must be first to fifth, second to fourth, or the third जो भी इसका आंसर हो. Now go for it, whatever it may. The third one is, although we have gone for this, although what we have, although mitigating credit risk through diversification is effective, institutions are often constrained by blank of diversification, blank on account of limited area of blank. Okay, what we are talking about? We are talking about on account of limited area of something, So here what we are talking about? We are talking about constraint. Okay, we are talking about constraint. Institutions are often constrained by lack of diversification, supply, scarcity, void, or want. It must be what we are having the effect of diversification. Usually institutions are often constrained by lack of diversification, that is by diversification. Okay, कोई बात नहीं, it doesn't matter Ayushi, don't worry about it. Okay, first or fourth. Now go for this one. And what it must be? It must be first according to the sense. And what we are talking about? We are talking about although mitigating credit risk through diversification is effective, institutions are often constrained by lack of diversification, blank on account of limited of blank. So what it must be? For the fourth one, luck, fortune, activities, opportunities, or chance. What it must be? Go for it. Okay. Go for it. Okay, what is it? Void. We usually use the phrase that is null and void. That is like zero, that is empty. Okay, what we are talking about? We are talking about institutions are often constrained by blank. That we have the word that was lack of diversification, opportunities. What we are talking about? We are talking about diversification, fortune, diversification, activities, diversification, opportunities. Lack of, what will be the complete phrase? That will be lack of diversification. That will be lack of diversification, opportunities on account of limited area, of what it must be? Place, transaction, operations, dealing, or work. Go for it. What it must be? What must be for the fifth one? Okay, we have the fifth question for this particular clause. Now go for this one. On account of limited area of place, transaction, operations, dealing, or work. What must be for the fifth one? Okay, go for it. Now, what must be the right answer? We were having that the lack of diversification opportunities, on account of limited area of play. Sir, how can we go for limited area? Limited area. What we are talking about? We are talking about diversification opportunities. So we have limited area of transaction, limited area of dealing or work. We have limited area of operations. Limited area of operations. Devendra is saying. Okay, Silent is saying it must be empty. Okay, go for it. Second, third. It must be third. What we are talking about actually? Let me tell you what we are talking about. We are talking about diversifications opportunities. Diversification opportunities. So opportunities are plural. So on account of limited, on account of what we are talking on behalf of limited areas of operations. Limited areas of operations we are talking about during the last few years, managing credit risk. During the last few years, managing credit risk through selling assets by way or securitization has blank in popularity. Gained, sold, valued, bought or profited. These are very similar words actually. During the last few years, managing credit risk through selling assets by way or securitization has blank in popularity. So what we are talking about now? We are talking about securitization. What we are talking about? We are talking about securitization has gained, sold, valued, bought or profited in popularity. If we have something in popularity, definitely there will be a positive sense. So what it must be? Yeah. Silent is saying it must be 3. That's it. Okay, go for the right one. Devendra is saying it must be 1. Okay, what we are talking about? We are talking about if during the last few years, managing credit risk, what we are doing? We are managing credit risk through selling assets. Usually we are going to sell our assets, and usually we are managing the credit risk by way or securitization, has gained in popularity. Gain, that is the बढ़ना किसी चीज को, correct? That is the upcoming. That is the word that is actually gained. That is the gained, has gained in popularity. Has gained in popularity. Not one the sold also. Not one will be the valued, bought or profited. Has gained something, to gain something, to achieve something, and that is the achievement of managing credit risk through selling assets. So it must be 1. Now we have the seventh one, and it must be the market of securitized assets has grown blank in the last few years. Okay, and is expected to grow further in the blank years. That will be very, very easy. Go for this one. Okay, gain was perfect. Now we have the 7th question. The market for securitized assets has grown gigantic, slowly, slightly, needlessly or impressively. And this is the usual word. What it must be? Go for it. It must be 5. Yeah, definitely yes. What we are talking about? We are talking about the market for securitized assets. Okay, what we are talking about? We are talking about the assets. And we very well know that people usually sell their assets to manage their credit risk. So has grown in the last few years. We have talked in the last line in the backward reading also. In the backward, what I have told you, that is backward or forward reading. And we have already known about the backward reading, that during the last few years, managing credit risk through selling assets by the way of securitization has gained in popularity. If something isn't gain, definitely there will be impressive to the people. So it must be 5 impressively. Impressively has grown impressively in the last few years and is expected to grow further in the blank years. Yes, sir. Futuristic, golden, coming or past. What it must be? Yeah, it must be impressively. Devinder, perfect one. Now we have the next question. The market, what we are talking about in the last few years and is expected to grow further in the blank years. Further, if we are going for further something, if we are going for the further word, that will be upcoming. Yes or no? If you are talking about further, that will be upcoming actions. So it must be yesterday, futuristic, golden or past. No, it must be coming. Further in the coming years. Aane wale. Okay. Upcoming or coming years. Yeah, it must be 4. Now we have the next one. This mode of credit risk mitigation. Okay. Now we have the word also here. What I was talking in the beginning of the Cloze test, I was talking about to read it to completely read the passage at first. Okay, if you have read it completely, definitely there will be 2 questions. The first one was through diversification. Okay, that was related to the forward reading, and the second one is mitigation. There is the particular word that is called mitigation, and that is lace something serious, to make it lace something serious, and that will be called mitigation. And we have already talked about the word in that particular question. I hope third or fourth. So what it must be? This mode of credit risk mitigation is most blank to loans with auto loans, credit loans, receivables, etc. Now go for it. Okay, loans with standardized payment schedules and similar credit risk characteristics such as housing loans, auto loans, credit loans, receivables, okay, etc. Go for it. Okay, Navina is saying it must be 5, and definitely what we are talking about this mode of credit risk. Okay, if something is suitable to us, this mode or credit risk mitigation is most suited. Suited is an adjective actually. The parts of speech of suited is adjective. Most suited to loans with standardized payment schedules and similar credit risk characteristics such as housing loans, auto loans. So it must be desired? No, sir. It is suited. What we have done? That assets. We have sold the assets also. To complete the risk. So that is suited to mitigation something will be suitable to loans, and that will be the right option according to the sense, and that is second. Now we have the last question for this particular clause. After that we have another clause test. So go for the last question, and that is further shedding loans through securitization might blank client relationship. In this context, credit derivatives provide a new technique for managing credit risk. Now, what we have the 10th question. Go for it. Kill, lynch, promote, damage or burn. Okay, and you very well know that further upcoming shedding loans through securitization might okay, yeah, thank you so much, Navina. I'm Ajay Kamawat. Promote, yeah, definitely we are going to promote something. Further shedding loans through securitization might promote client relationship. In this context, credit derivatives. So definitely if we have client relationship, if we have CRA, customer relationship, definitely if we have client relationship or customer relationship, definitely we are going to promote something. There is a word that is lynch. Lynch is to kill someone Kill someone in a group. In a group. You have heard the word also. Kill someone in a group. In a group. That is mob lynching. Mob lynching. Have you heard it? Mob lynching. That is the word. That is the word. Now we have the next clause. Now we have the next clause. Go for it. Kill or lynch are similar, but lynching is something that is used while we are in a group actually. Now we have the second clause test here. Go for it. Yeah, mob lynching. And mob is a collective noun. Mob is a collective noun. So now we have the second one, that is the advanced level. That is the advanced level. Go for it. Go for the complete one. We have two parts. Okay, we have two slides for this particular clause. So at first, go for the first slide. After completing the first, you have to tell me that yes or no, we have completed. So after that, I will make it sure. Okay. Good job, good job. Okay, go for it, go for it, go for it. Perfect one. Go for it. Yeah, perfect one. Now the second one is Delphine Remy Bautent. That is the CEO actually. Go for the second slide. After that, we are going to solve this one also with tips and tricks one by one. Read it carefully. The first thing is read it. The second one is thematic. Be thematic. What is the theme? What the passage is saying? What the passage is saying? After that, backward and forward reading. Backward and forward reading. If you can relate something. If you can relate something. Okay. So these are the tips. These are the tips actually. Okay. Should I start this one? Okay. Hopefully, we have completed it. Now, we are having this one for the very first moment. New technologies. What we are talking about? New technologies cause stress and suffering. Okay. What we are talking about? We are talking about the new technology actually. The new technologies actually, and that is cause stress and suffering because of a concept referred to as infovesty. That is the word. That is the word that will overcome to stress and suffering. During this session, Delphine Remy Bautent, the founder and CEO of the Social Bureau, and Christophe Aguation, researcher. Okay, that is the person or that is the lady actually. She is Delphine Remy Bautent, and that is she is the CEO, founder and CEO of the Social Bureau. And second one is Christophe Aguation, that is a researcher. That is a researcher at the Orange Labs. Blank, that due to the acceleration of our lives led by the acceleration of technology. Okay, what they are talking about? They are talking about the acceleration of our life. The acceleration of life definitely depends on the technology, the acceleration of technology. So what it must be? We blank change the way we consume and generate information. Okay, what we are having, we are having a lot of information. Okay, how can we consume and generate the information? Actually, people are trying to live 10 lives at once, and a lot of stress and anxiety occurs from that. Okay, definitely if you think 10 times bigger than your mind, definitely there will be some type of anxiety that will occurs from that. The two speakers, what we are talking about, the two speakers, and who the two speakers are, the first one is Delphine Remy Boateng, and the second one is Christophe Aguishan. So these two speakers even they usually argued to each other that we are blank from digital bulimia. And what is digital bulimia? The definition of digital bulimia is meaning that we take in a lot of information at once without really processing it or processing it for ourselves, and in turn a lot of new information. Thus, as Christophe Aguishan says, we are at the same time creators and victims of informations. Okay, what we are having, we are the same. We are both persons are same. Who are they? The creators. We are creating the information. And we are consuming the information, and after that consuming the information in a lot of manner, we are going to be victim also. Because we have much stress. According to the burden of information overload. What we are talking about, the information overload. Thus, it is obvious that technological advancement has failed blank its mission of making everybody's life easier, as many people are reaching negatively to it. Definitely yes, if we have technology at that time, definitely there are some pros and cons. Of technology. Some peoples are getting the fear of it, and some peoples are getting the negative part of it also. So now we have the complete one. As Delphine Remy Boateng put it, it is really a blank. On the one hand, okay, she is going to tell us about the two ways. The first one is on the one hand. It means on the first hand, the technology we are surrounding ourselves, which is designed to give us more time for ourselves, which is something we all want. She was talking about the technology we are surrounding ourselves, which designed to give us more time for ourselves, which is something we all want. However, today, while technology is as developed as ever before, we are living in a time with a blank scarcity of time. Christophe Aguishan explained this phenomenon by saying the blank of the car. Okay, she is giving an example, and that is the blank of the car allowed us to save time. Definitely yes, when compared to walking. However, it also made us want to go further by giving us this option. So overall, we spend more time getting to places. The same is true for other technologies. We want to travel to more countries, learn more, fall in love more often. The search for content and experience has become the blank of life for many. So we have completed it, and after completed the complete close, I have gone for the complete theme, that is based on technology, and how technology affect a person's life, a human's life. So here we have the first question. Go for this first one. Please do it. What it must be? Okay, go for it. New technologies blank cause stress and suffering because of a concept referred to as infobesity. During this session, Delphine Remy Boateng, the founder and CEO of the Social Bureau, and Christophe Aguishan, researcher at the Orange Labs. Go for it. And hopefully you will get it. Now we have new technologies blank cause stress and suffering. Now I definitely know that technologies is a noun, that is plural, and here we have the verb, and that is also plural. Cause is a verb. So here we have the complete sense, and now we are asked between a noun and a verb, and definitely if something is there that will qualify the verb, and that will be an adverb. Yes or no? that will be an adverb. Or if we are looking for the adverb, definitely there will be actual, actually, rarely, fundamental, or are. So it must not be the right one. That will the verb will be not there, because we have already used the verb. Now what we are talking about, new technologies rarely cause stress. No sir. In the complete passage, in the complete clause, we have gone for the negative effect of technology. So it not must be rarely, because if we have something negative plus negative, that will be positive. You very well know that the type of rule that we can't use not or negative word with rarely. So it must not be the right answer. So is it new technologies fundamental? No sir. Fundamental, that is called basic. Or definitely yes, but no, there will be no proper word. So adjective is an adjective, actual is an adjective, and actually is an adverb. So what should we go for? We should go for the second one, and that will be the right option, because we are having the verb here. And if we are looking for the moderation of the verb, definitely there will be an adverb. So it must be second. And that part will be new technologies actually cause stress and suffering because of a concept referred to as infobesity. Go for the second one. Hopefully you are getting my point. Now we have the second one, new technologies actually cause stress, we have gone for this one, actually cause stress and suffering because of a concept referred to as infobesity. During this session, Delphine Remy Boateng, the founder and CEO of the Social Bureau, and Christophe Augustin, researcher, the Orange Labs. Okay, so what must be the right answer? What must be the right answer for the second one? Go for it. This is the easy question, na? Okay, I have already told you that while you are going to solve any type of clause test, you should go for the backward or forward reading. If you go for the forward or backward reading in this particular segment, definitely you will get the answer of this particular question, and that will be if we are having the two women that are Delphine Remy Boateng and Christophe Augustin. Okay, Orange Labs blank that due to the acceleration of our lives led by the acceleration of technology, we change the way we consume and generate information. They are talking to each other. They two are talking to each other. After that, people are trying to live 10 times at once. A lot of stress and anxiety occurs from that. The two speakers even argue. Even is a word that will modify, or that will tell you that something has happened already. You very well know about the word. Something has happened already, then definitely we can use the word that will conclude something, and that is even. So how can we go for this concept? Even argue. They usually argued on something, and now they are arguing even a topic also. So here we have the combination of forward or backward reading, and definitely there will be an argue. Between these two, and that were Delphine Remy. That is argued. So where we have it? Okay, researcher at the Orange Labs argued that due to the acceleration of our lives led by the acceleration of technology. Okay, so this is the right one. Rejected, amplified, ameliorated, or deteriorated, but the right word will be option A, or that is actually first. Now we have the second one. So sorry, the third one. So here we have argued, and in the first we have actually. Now, due to the acceleration of our lives led by the acceleration of technology, we blank changed the way. Okay, if we have we as a subject, definitely you very well know, if we have we as a subject, definitely you very well know that will be a plural, pronoun. And if we have something plural that in subject, then definitely there will be a plural verb. There will be a plural verb. So it must be has. Sir, we can't go for has. It must be will. Sir, how can we go for will? Because there is change. That is the third form of the verb. That is the third form of the verb, and we can't use any type of third form with modal. So we can't use will, should, or should be. So it must be have. Okay, that will be we have changed the way, so it must be fourth. And what will the right answer? Due to the acceleration of our lives, led by the acceleration of technology, we have changed the way we consume and generate information. People are trying to live 10 lives at once, and a lot of stress and anxiety occurs from that. The two speakers even argue that we are blank from digital bulimia, meaning that we take in a lot of information at once without really processing it for ourselves, and in turn blank a lot of new information. Go for this one. That is 14. Suffered, suffering, going, running, or suffocating. Chaliye. What they are talking about? The two speakers, they are talking about even argue that we are. If we have something that is we, that will be a subject, after that are, that will be helping verb, and we can have the pair of the first form of the verb with ing formation, that will be the fourth form of the main verb. So how can we go for it? Yeah, definitely yes. Argue that we are suffering from digital bulimia. Okay, that is the word. And what is the mean of digital bulimia? That is meaning, and that we take something that is a lot of information at once without really processing it for ourselves, and in turn a lot of new information. We usually go for the new information. So what it must be? We are suffered, we are going, we are running, we are suffocating, but it must be we are suffering. We are suffering from something. If anyone is suffering from any type of disease or any type of dilemma, then definitely there will be a word that will be called suffering. Okay, so it must be, if we have digital bulimia, then definitely there will be a word that will be suffering. Now, the 15th. The two speakers even argue that we are suffering from digital bulimia, meaning that we take in a lot of information at once without really processing it for ourselves, and in turn blank a lot of new information. Go for the right answer. Okay. Creating, created, destroy, or destroying. If you know the balance formation, parallel construction, then definitely your answer will be perfect here. Go for the right option. What we are talking about? We were talking about the two persons that argued on the topic, and they usually argue on the topic that we are suffering from digital bulimia, that is a lot of information at once we are taken and without really processing it for ourselves, and in turn, okay, we usually, now here we have meaning that we take. What we have? We take. That is the first form of the verb. We take in a lot of information at once without really processing it for ourselves, and in turn blank a lot of new information. Okay, a lot of new information. If you know the balance method, in the particular part of conjunction, pair conjunction, you very well know that if we have any type of particular pair conjunction, that is like either or, so we must go for the complete balance of it. If we are having or if we are going to adjoin the word or with a verb, then definitely there will be another verb. So it is balancing actually. So what it must be? In a lot of information, so it must be in turn create a lot of information, new information. Okay, take in a lot of information, or here create a lot of new information, not creating, not created, not destroy or not destroy. It must be option B. That will be 2. That will be 2. Hopefully you got my point, that how can we balance the thing, how can we balance the things. Now we have the 16th question. Go for this. Thus, as Christophe Augustin says, we are at the same time creators and victims of information overload. Okay, we are at the same time. What is the time now? What is the time now where creators and victims, of information overload, where creators and victims of information overload. Thus it is obvious that technological advancement has failed blank its mission. You very well know. Go for the right option. Okay. If you are failed at something, then definitely there will be a prepositional use that will be, go for this one. What must be the right answer? Yes, it must be. It is obvious that technological advancement has failed at its mission. What it has? It has a mission and he has failed. The technological advancement has failed at its mission. So what must be the right pair of the preposition? There will be a pair of at. And that will be the right part. That will be third. Now we have the next question, and that is 17th. Okay, has failed its mission of making everybody's life easier. And definitely yes, technology is not available to making everyone's life easier, as many people are reacting negatively to it. Yeah, definitely they are. As Delphine Reynaud put it, it is really a blank, paradox, truth, orthodox, lie, or indeed. You very well know that orthodox is a type of personality. Okay, and paradox is a situation where usually people get confused, entangled, or perplexed. Okay, so usually we can go for the, yes, please go for the right one. It is really a truth, orthodox, lie, or indeed. But it must be paradox, truth, orthodox, or lie, or indeed. It must be truth. No sir, what we are talking about? We are talking about the two factors actually of positive of technology, positiveness of technology, and the negativeness of a technology. So here we have the situation that is really a paradox. Okay, that is confusion actually, because we don't know what is the fair mean of technology and what is the negative mean of a technology. So it is really a paradox. So it must be one paradox, that is the confusion, or you can't go for the right choice. That will be called paradox. On the one hand, now here is an example, that is, on the one hand, the technology we are surrounding ourselves, which is designed to give us more time for ourselves, which is something we all want. However, today, while technology is as developed as ever before, okay, we are living in a time with a blank scarcity of time. Go for it. Scarce, you very well know that the word is scarcely. You have heard the word scarcely. Okay, yes or no? That is lay something, and that is the negative word also. Now we have, however, today, while technology is as developed as ever before, okay, what we are talking about? We are talking about the technology that is as developed as ever before. We are living in a time with the if we have that, definitely there can be a pair of article the with the superlative degree of. After that, there will be an adjective. Scarcity is an adjective. So it must be big, bigger, or biggest. That is with the biggest scarcity of time, with the biggest scarcity of time. So it must be third one, it must be third one. Now we have the second last question, 19th question. Christopher Augustin explained this phenomenon by saying the blink of the car allowed us to save time when compared to walking. Okay, she is giving an example. She is giving an example, and the word that is used is phenomenon. Okay, phenomenon is singular, phenomena is plural. Okay, now Christopher Augustin explained this phenomenon by saying the blink of invention, discovery, reach, or manufacturing. Okay, what we are talking about? We are talking about the blink of car, the blink of car. So the inventing of car, or the invention of car, or the discovery of car, have you discovered the car? No sir, we invented, we made it actually, we made it. Usually we can't go for discovery, we usually can't go for discovery or reach, but student usually get confused about manufacturing, that sir we can manufacture the car also. Yeah, definitely you can manufacture, but what we are talking about? We are talking about the initial stage of car, we are talking about the initial stage of technology, and that was invented, we invented something that we doesn't have that type of invention already, and after that we went for the invention, and that was the invention related to the car. So it must be invention, it must be the invention of car, the invention of the car allowed us to go. So it must be second, it must be second. Now we have the last question, and that is where it was. Okay, the invention of the car allowed us to save time when compared to walking. Yeah, definitely yes. Okay, however it also made us want to go further by giving us this option. So overall we spend more time getting to places. The same is true for other technologies. We want go for it. Okay, we want to travel to more countries, learn more, fall in love more often. The search for content and experience has become the blank of life for many. Okay, what we are talking about? We are talking about the search and the search for content and experience. We are talking about the search for content and experience that has become the blank of life for many. Many here indicates to people. Many here indicates to people already. Now, what it must be? What it must be? Okay, so here we have the search for content and experience has become the blank of life for many. Meaning, means can be also similar as income. Means can be also similar as income. What is your means? What is your means? Source or pleasant that is that gives you that pleasure you, and curse that will be not the perfect word, that will be meaning, if we are going to have something, in our life, that will be a meaning of our life, so it must be has become the meaning of life, the meaning of life for many. So it must be option A. Hopefully you got my point. If you have any type of doubts, please let me know. If you have any type of doubts, please let me know about these two Cloze tests, and definitely I have tried my best to tell you that what must be the right method while we are going to approach any type of Cloze test in the examination. So it must be gone for the complete reading. After that we have to go for the thematic approach. After that we can go for the backward or forward reading also. So here are some tips and tricks, and if you have gone for the complete passage, if you have gone for the complete Cloze, definitely there will be a sense of humor also that will help you to complete the passage. So hopefully you enjoyed the session. If you enjoyed, do like, share and subscribe the channel also, and share it with your friends that they can ensure their 10 out of 10 in the Cloze test option also. So thank you so much. Have a great day. See you soon in the next session. Be back and keep reading, keep studying. Thank you so much.